guys, welcome back to another interesting video. In case you're new here, kindly hit that subscribe button because it's all about good vibes, amazing content, and of course you don't want to miss out on that. So join the gang, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always keeping it here. So it's been a minute since I did a story time, and today I want to welcome you guys into my space and we explore the year 2020. Actually 2020 February, and it's one of those months unafikanga mwisho, you're like, if I don't take a break then I'm gonna fall apart. So I get online. It's my first time booking a flight. I don't know how to go about it, but I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. So I click on the Jumbo Jet website and I book a flight to Mombasa. So my flight is like on a Tuesday, and this is like on a Sunday. So I pay everything and I'm like, you know what, we're doing this. So it's not planned at all. It's that impromptu breather you need. So anyways, that particular day I just go to school. I was actually in campus. I finished my classes at around 2. My flight is at around 4:05. So I'm like, anyway, I have 2 more hours to get there. So I go back to the house and get my stuff in order, take a shower, and then mimi huyo, I get to the stage. Instead of taking at least an Uber or Bolt, I take a mat and I'm like, I'll get to T-Mall and then I'll connect. I guess that is the place, yeah. So I'm in a mat, and that is around 2:30, yeah, and nafika somewhere. Mati ilikuwa imeniambia it is taking the route which I'm supposed to alight at. So nafika uko, and gosh, like, we are taking a different route. Mind you, it's almost 3 and my flight is at 4:05. So I'm like, fine. So I didn't mean to JKIA at all. This is my very first flight. Na vitu zishaanza kuenda mrama. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I get online. No, sorry, I get this mama, we alight with her, and she's like, oh, I'm going to that route, so if you take an Uber, you can give me a ride up until somewhere and then you can proceed. I'm like, that's okay. So I didn't have the Bolt, or rather the Uber app on my phone, so I didn't know a lot about it, like how to use it. I had heard about it, but sasa hapo kwa kutumia, okay, anyway. So I take her phone and order a Bolt. Mind you, I wasn't keen about the location, so the pickup point was in town and we are at T-Mall. So nakwambia ile siku ya nyani kufa miti yote inateleza. So the rider calls and Mkwapi, I'm actually in town, Tambaya. Gosh, we are at T-Mall, so we have to cancel the ride and find our means. So at this particular point, it's almost 3:30 and I have to get to the airport and check in about 1 hour before So I'm just still optimistic. So I just see some guy around Wandule, and I'm like, can you take me to JKIA? He's like, okay, I can take you there. How much will be that? So we negotiate the price, and I'm like, fine, just take me there. So I take the Nduthi, and I tell him my flight is at 4:05. So where kaende sana. If you've been to JKIA, from the main entrance up to the terminals, it's quite a distance. I hadn't been there, so I didn't have an idea of it. So tunafika kwa the main entrance at around 3:50. And you know, if you got 3:50, your flight is at 4. After, there's no way you're unaenda kupanda hiyo ndege. Anyway, najiambia, let me just go, whatever, let me just go. So and at that particular point, there was a policy that motorbikes can't get near the gate. So nilishukishwa way back, so I had to like walk for some distance so that I can get to the main entrance. So I get there, I'm really frustrated. You have to scan your luggage. So of course I did that. And so I just see some officer, and I'm like, oh my god, my flight is at 4:05 and it's currently 3:50. I don't know what to do. I've never been to JKIA. I'm really confused. Gosh. Guys, comment below. Let me know about your first flight experience. Did you catch that flight? Did you miss it? Anyway, back to my story. So of course the officers sympathized with me, and they're like, let's find you a ride that can take you to the terminal. So they talked to some lady, and she was really willing to take me to the terminal, and I'm like, okay. So we get there, and it's 4. And my flight is at 4:05. So there's no way, there's no magic I'm gonna do. At this point, I've just missed that flight. And I paid a lot of money for it. Anyway, I just I liked the car, and I thanked the lady, and I head to the checking point. So I didn't know there is that a lot of scanning that takes place at the airport. I didn't know that you have to remove your shoes, your belt, any jewelry on you. So mimi nimejikaza hapo, nishapeana luggage, but I hadn't like removed my belt. So nikipita the scanner make some noise, some sound. So I'm like, I don't know. So they tell me, go back again and scan. So I kept doing that for like 2 times, and then they told me, have you removed your belt? I'm like, no. So they tell me to remove my belt. So nikatoa the belt, placed it kwa scanner, it got scanned. But the belt I was wearing, so one part of it, I think it remained somewhere, because the other side I couldn't find it. So anyway, I wasn't even concerned about that. I was really concerned about my flight. So I'm really in a rush. So I pick my luggage and head to the check-in point. So I find some lady and I greet her, and I'm like, my flight is at 4:05. And it's actually 4:05. I just got to the checking point at 4:05. Who does that? I mean, anyway. So she looks at me and she's like, your flight is at 4:05. Okay, there's nothing much I can do. You just have to book another flight. I I felt like my, as in that excitement and you know, those vibes, vacation vibes, and that mood, yani ilikuwa crashed into a lot of pieces. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Just give me a solution, an option. She's like, the only way is you pay for the next flight. And the next flight is way above, is actually 2 times what I had paid and some amount above it. So I'm like, gosh, what am I even gonna do? So I just sit there and I'm like, let me just think. Because at this point, I wasn't budgeting on getting another flight ticket. So, and I wasn't comfortable about letting that first ticket slide. So I just sit at the lounge for a couple of minutes, and then finally I just decide, you know what, whatever, if I'm going back to the house, then I'm gonna be even depressed, because at this point I was really down, and I needed any type of distraction. I needed to relax my mind. I just needed a change of environment, and yeah, so there was no way I was going back to the house. So I just take my card and I'm like, how much will that be? So they tell me the amount and I give them the card swipe. I input my PIN and they deduct that partial amount of the next flight ticket, because the first bit was added to the other amount that was remaining to top up the next flight ticket. So that is actually at 4, and the next flight was at 6, so I have to wait. Anyway, let me know down in the comment section if you've had such an experience and how you dealt with it. So I had to wait up until 6, around 6:30. So ile vibe ya, this is my first flight, I need to take those pictures, you know. Hadi hiyo saikilisha. So it got to 6:30 and I just got my luggage and just boarded the flight. That was my first flight ever. I didn't take a picture at the airport. It was a total disappointment, and I got to spend a couple of more shillings than I had expected. Anyway, that's that, and that was my experience. And from then I learned, whatever the situation, whatever you're going through, just get to the airport at least 2 hours before. Like right now, I'm very conscious, if I don't get to the airport like 2 hours before, then the flight is gonna leave me. So I just rush. It's better I take an Uber or Bolt from the house. It will be more convenient than taking public means, because zinashinda zimestop everywhere. Yeah, and I've learned a lot since then. So comment down below, let us know how was your first flight experience, and let's get to interact, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, it's God, Goals and Growth. Ciao.